Welcome to the Zen and the Art of the Shampoo podcast. I'm your host, Kim Jones. So happy that you're here. Welcome. Hi, everyone. So happy you're here. Again. I'm back. Welcome to the Zen and the Art of the Shampoo podcast. I'm so glad you are joining us. In my first episode, the premiere, I touched on reality and perception. And the reason why I'm focusing a lot on that is I'm in a program right now that we're really diving deep into what it is that we tell ourselves constantly. And I think that a lot of people would be more free. They would realize what they've been saying to themselves constantly throughout the day. So I actually heard something that was really cool about, what was it? Let me try to find it because I'm going to screw it up always. There's so many things going on in my brain constantly that I honestly don't know how stuff doesn't just fall out. Sometimes it does. That's why I write everything down. There's so many notes in my phone where I'm like, what is this? But fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Where did I hear that? Maybe I should have wrote that down. Maybe I should have wrote that down. Anyway, I think that's huge because we talk about, in this group, we talk about how we go over like nervous system regulation and how fear and excitement kind of live in the body in the same way, kind of. So you can trick yourself into, when you're scared or anxious or anything like that, you can kind of trick yourself and say, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to be here, but terrified. I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm so happy you guys are with me. I'm so happy. No, the reason why I'm talking about fear is because I guess there's actually a book, Gavin de Becker. I think it's Gavin de Becker. Oh my God. I hope I'm not screwing that up. Gavin de Becker wrote a book called The Gift of Fear. And if you have not read it, oh my God, because I know how much I said I love podcasts, but oh my God, I love podcasts so much. And I used to listen to a lot of murder podcasts, like way too many. Way too many. And I remember I moved out of Brooklyn, I think in like 2016. And on my rides home, I would either be listening to Audible or I'd be reading a book, air quotes, reading a book, or listening to a podcast, my virtual fake best friends. And I used to listen to, I think it was, definitely My Favorite Murder. My Favorite Murder. I love you, ladies. Oh my God. Karen. Which they make it, it's about true crime, and I love how I say murder podcast. It's true crime with comedy, which you're like, what? How do you do that? And you know what? I'm not going to get into that. It's mostly like they're funny and they're talking about something that's not fucking funny, but they're trying to calm the anxiety with comedy, which is right up my alley. I'd rather laugh than cry. Sue me. And then the other one, Case File. That shit was depressing. Oh my God. I think it was Case File. The guy with I think he's Australian. Lovely voice. Terrible content. It is just bad vibes all the time, and I just couldn't handle it. I would be on the drive home, and then I would get to my mother's house to pick up my daughter, and I would be like, this is where I get killed. This is when whoever's watching me, this hypothetical person that's stalking me, is going to come, and they're going to know that I come home at this time, and that I'm not going through the garage, and that's when they're going to murder me. Or it's going to be a bear, which I have yet to see a bear up here, but it's either a bear or a stalker. One of them is going to end my life at night. And it gets worse. Like during the summertime, you're all like, oh, I'm so happy. The windows are open. I'm driving. It's still light out. When it's dark at like 4 o'clock, am I exaggerating? Does it get that dark? I'm not looking forward to that. When it gets dark that early, you're like, this is where I meet my demise. This is it. The person who knows that I'm going to come home at this time is lurking in a bush. Done. I'm dead. So I had to stop listening. I had to stop. I needed good vibes, and I'm supposed to be the good vibes podcast, and I just bummed myself out. But anyway, I'm fascinated with that stuff. I'm fascinated with the human mind and how people work, and like the depravity that people can have. It's fascinating because, and I say this a lot, who's like, you know what I'm going to get really good at? Murder. Like what? Take that energy and put it into something useful, good. Put it into something positive. Fucking cure cancer. What happened to you in your childhood? And I'm pretty sure a lot. But anyway, I'm done. But I think that that's why, part of that is being fascinated with the human brain, and then another part of that is just the anxiety of maybe if I know a little more, I can control it. If I know what that person did, maybe I can not do that, which, sometimes it's just random. But anyway, let's talk about fear. Let's talk about fear in like a healthy way. Fear keeps you safe. So one of the things that we talk about in this group is fear is what can make you play small. And you should thank whatever that voice is in your head. You can thank that voice and say, thank you. You served me. You kept me safe. But no, thank you. I want to be more positive now. And I know we spoke about like in the earlier, I spoke about it. It was me talking. It's always just me talking. I spoke about it earlier with being your biggest cheerleader. And why is that important? Because could you imagine if you had a friend that said the shit that you say to yourself to your fucking face? As much as the shit that you say to yourself, would you be that person's friend? Afraid not, sir. I would not be that person's friend. I would tell that person to go fuck off. Fuck right on off. So why is it that we accept it from ourselves? I don't know. But it's got to stop. And I think one of the and I'm not saying I'm great at this, but I am better. I'm definitely better. And one of the reasons I can say that I'm not bad at it is because I am a 2-time small business owner. So one, I am a female entrepreneur in New York fucking City. New York City, the city that if you are not from here and if you are not strong enough, it'll fucking eat you up, swallow you whole, spit you the fuck out, and you will be broken. You will be so broken. But since I grew up with that constant like stimulus, it doesn't affect me that much. It's weird. And it's fun. On another tangent, I remember speaking to a client that, and I have a lot of friends, obviously, that I grew up with that are from New York. But I have made a lot of friends with people that are not. And I have a lot of clients that are transplants because Williamsburg is the place to move to. Brooklyn is fabulous. So people come and they talk to me, and I love actually the new transplants. Ooh, fresh meat. I love to ask them, why are you here? No, seriously, why are you here? Why did you move to this dumpster fire? I'm kidding. I love you, New York. But I love you because you are a dumpster fire. I wish someone would put the fire out, but it's just the bonfire's growing bigger. But you know, I see your flaws. I accept your flaws. I love your flaws. But I am that friend that will also point out your flaws. I'm blunt. Nice to meet you. But I ask them, why are you here? And especially if they tell me, if you don't know me, two of the things that I love the most, oh my God, if my kids were listening, they would hate me. Three of the things that I love the most are my children. Okay, four things. Four things. Now my partner's pissed at me. I love you, babe. Four things that I love the most are my children, my partner. Now that I got that out of the way, don't kill me when I get home. They're going to kill me when I finish this sentence. I don't think I'm going to finish the sentence anymore. If I don't finish this podcast, just know I was murdered. I'm kidding. That's actually not funny. Four things. Rewind. Four things I love. Children, partner, wine, and palm trees. In that order. No, palm trees in that order. Equally. I don't love them equally. Fuck. Digging a grave, digging a fucking grave. Anyway, so if people tell me that they moved from a place that has palm trees, I have to do everything in my power to not bitch smack them right across the face and say, what the fuck are you doing here? Where we have pretty much just ginkgo trees and dog poop and pee. And a homeless population that will make you so sad. And then the train, the MTA. I don't even want to talk about that because this is supposed to be lifting you up. But anyway, I asked them why they are here. And I had one person tell me, because obviously, yes, there's no place on this earth like New York. But they were telling me about the first time that they got on the train. And I mean, I grew up riding the train. The second to last stop on the 5 train, shout out to Baychester. Really, am I going to shout out Baychester? Like, why? No offense, Bronx. I love you. But I've rode the train my whole life. No, thank you. You served me well. No, thank you. So I remember them telling me that they got on the train and they were like, how is this person staring through me? Just staring through me like I don't exist. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, because I grew up with that. You get street smarts. There's so many people constantly like sardine cans, butts to nuts. But just in general, there's so many people in New York per square foot that you have to kind of have you know how in act, well, maybe you don't know, but in acting there's like aesthetic distance. So there is none in New York. Like you can't have that. It's just somebody right here in your face all the time. And most of the time they're not dealing with a full deck. So she was like, I don't understand. Like people, I'm like invisible. I become invisible. And it's true. You have to kind of look past people because it's just too much information being taken in that you kind of have to like boop, put up a block kind of to like block the energy, block the vision, kind of go into like a little cocoon. So she told me this and she's like, it's so weird how people are they look through me. And then she said, month later, I could do it. She was like, I'm just looking through people, reading billboards, don't even notice the person's next to me. And it's funny how quick that happens. It's like you have to kind of build that armor in New York. But anyway, off on that tangent. Oh, I love to talk smack about New York, but I love you. I love you, girl. I love you. That city a bitch, though. She's a bitch. Anyway, so why am I talking about fear? I think it's a good motivator, but I also think it is it keeps you safe, but it also can like light a fire in your pants. And the reason why I say that is because I guess I'm a first generation business owner. Actually, no, my dad had a cab. Anyway, it's scary to open up your own business. It is scary to be in charge of other people's livelihoods. It is scary to be in charge of how much money you make. But also, it is freeing and empowering. It's a lot of work. Ladies, if you know, it is a lot of work. But when I think of doing something, and maybe that's the impulsive person in me that sometimes I don't think before I leap. I just leap. And I don't give a shit if it's reckless or not. And that always reminds me of my favorite movie, Pretty Woman. Very problematic movie, I know. I am an 80s kid, formative years in the 90s. There were a lot of problematic things going on. Super problematic movies. Movie about a sex worker. I love the fucking movie, okay? She always talks about flying by the seat of her pants. Is that Pretty Woman? No, I don't know. I'm so caffeinated and hydrated, I don't even know how, I don't remember that. But anyway, failure is not something that I usually think of when I'm starting something or trying to like set a goal and see if I can accomplish it. To me, true failure is never even trying. Let's pause. Say that again. True failure is never even trying. The success is in the trying. I like that. The success is in the trying. The win is in the process. I always say that, like when I'm driving, when I'm driving and I mean, I no longer really have like, that's not true. I don't have road rage. Because usually I have little people in the car and that's just reckless. But I'm always like, what are you rushing to? You're deaf? Because what are you rushing to? Enjoy the risk. So whatever it is that you want to do, or you've, like this podcast, not that that was like something scary. I just, honestly, I'm working on like the feelings of like running out of time and I don't have time and I don't have time for this and I don't have time for that. I have all the time in the world. But that's what makes me think of like taking fear and turning it into excitement. Like, how do I take what scares the crap out of me and trick my crazy little brain into thinking that I'm excited? Because genuinely, I am excited. What happens? So what? I fall. I fall. You get back up. So when my brain starts to like spiral, and I like feel like, again, the hamster wheel of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Am I on the right path? Did I make the right decision? Is this going to be a big fall flat on my face? I take a deep breath, maybe several deep breaths, in through my mouth, in through my nose, sometimes out of my nose, sometimes out of my mouth, depending how I feel. And then I say out loud, I'm so excited. Like that episode of Saved by the Bell. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. Oh, Jessie. Was it Jessie? I think it was Jessie. Like honestly, I'm so excited that I have my health, that I have the support and the ability to fall back up, fall and get back up again. Fall back up. To fall back up. I'm going to coin that. Fall back up. I think it's beautiful. It's the human experience, right? It's like that that meme that shows an ECG or EKG or whatever the hell it is, of like the highs and the lows. And it says like, if you don't have the highs and the lows, then I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to sound like a corny ass mom. It's going to be a corny ass mom joke. I am a dorky mom. I'm going to try to look it up. I'm trying, guys. I'm doing my best here. Oh, okay. If there's no ups and downs in your life, you're dead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of my coaches constantly reminds us that to feel like all the feelings. Feel all the feels. Like to feel them fully and deeply, because, well, most importantly, so that it doesn't get like trapped in your body. I was just talking about this the other day. So it doesn't get trapped in your body. You know, that energy that's not moving through you, it gets trapped in the body, and then it can like lead to ailments later and shit. Like trap that negative energy in your fascia, in your organs, your head. I don't know. But if you don't, it's like yin and yang, light and dark, highs and lows. If you don't feel the low lows, how can you experience the high highs? Like it, how did I say it? when you expand your ability to feel and you open that container wider, it kind of works both ways. So if you're opening the container wider, you feel more of the bad, but you feel so much more of the good. So why would you want to stay like monotone? Like I wouldn't want that. Me personally, I would take the lowest of lows to feel the highest of highs. I don't want to be monotone. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me on that. And I think that that's beautiful. Just like a warm, comfy sweater. It's beautiful. And I love that life gets to be as good as you can imagine it. And not because it's like, oh, I'm just thinking that my life is going to be great. It's like, it's so much more than just like thinking your life is going to be great. It's when you do think more positively, you're more receptive to you're opening up the door for more opportunity that is constantly surrounding you. So if we're closing the door with the negativity, we're not perceptive to what we're constantly being offered from the universe. And I love saying that to myself. I become receptive. That's one of my affirmations. I become receptive to all the possibilities that surround us daily. But if my vision is blocked, how can I see the abundance that I'm surrounded by? Like, I woke up today. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I actually say this a lot to my children, and to everyone who knows me. The Folgers song, which they don't even know what Folgers is, nor that it's a coffee, nor that it is a jingle, but I'm always like, the best part of waking up is actually waking up, because it is a fucking gift. I woke up today blessed. Blessed. I love that I sing that to my kids and that's the type of mom that I am. They have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. They're just like, you're crazy, mom. And that song sucks. Anyway, all jokes aside, seriously, every day on this earth is a blessing. I want you to wake up every single fucking morning, eyes open, like my fucking kids. They wake up at a goddamn 10. I want to bottle that shit and sell it to people. And I don't mean crack cocaine. I mean actual pure bliss. I do not want to be a drug dealer. I mean actual pure bliss. I want to, when you wake up, I want you to bolt right out of the fucking bed and say, God damn it, I woke up today. Don't say God damn it. Sorry if I offended anyone. Wake up and you say, what a fucking blessing. I am awake. Every day on earth is a fucking blessing. Say it louder for the people in the back. Every day on this earth is a is a blessing. Is a blessing. Because it is. It really is. You know, there's so much beauty. And I say this a lot. There's so much beauty out there. We just need to clean our lenses to see it. The world has a lot of dirty lenses right now. And there's a lot of hurt people hurting people. I know it's said a lot, but there really is. And I'm not naive. I'm not saying that Life is easy for people. I'm not saying that it's all fucking rose-colored glasses. I'm not saying that. I know that there are a lot of injustices and horror that occur daily. Trust me, well aware of that. Why I had to stop listening to the murder podcast I mentioned before. I just don't want to come from a space. I don't know. There's a lot of injustice out there, but on the flip side, just like how we were talking about yin and yang, on the flip side, there's just as much beauty occurring as well. And that's what I want to focus on. Because maybe if we can focus on that, if we can focus inward and do the work, maybe that's how we heal the world. Right? All right. I got to jump off. Don't forget, knowledge is beauty. All the love.